Hello everybody, recent news about the upcoming Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Origins for Sonic's grand 30th anniversary got me thinking of our favorite Blue Hedgehog's legacy. Specifically where it all began. Sonic the Hedgehog is a game that I liked, but not necessarily loved. I think one of the first times I played was at my aunt's house using their hacked SNES Mini. It was my favorite game out of the bunch. I chose this game over Super Mario for crying out loud. And despite that, I still have some problems with it. As a lot of you know, the game has a zone structure, so I'll be talking about each zone separately for this review. You might also notice that I'm playing Sonic Forever, the one that has wide screen, extra modes, mod support, save states, and extra playable characters, which you should totally check out by the way. Download link in the description. I chose this over the crappy Steam ports. I simply did this for a better viewing experience. Now onto the video. Starting off the bat, Green Hill is obviously the best zone, which is its only problem. I'll talk about that later, but besides that, this is the Sonic level that represents what they were going for at the time, a speedy mascot who uses that speed to traverse their area. There are plenty of examples, but my main ones are using your speed to make this jump without this spring and jumping off this ramp to get the life monitor. I find the visuals pretty and demonstrate Sonic's contrast to Eggman. I believe the soundtrack of this entire game is good, Green Hill being in my top 5 for its upbeat tune. However, like I said, the game only gets worse from here, not like a linear line, but it constantly goes up and down in terms of quality, and I think a lot of us know which zone has the biggest dip in quality. Moving on. Marble Zone felt tough to me the first time playing Sonic. I would die by Act 2 of it. I know, just a memory. But besides that, this is just worse in almost every way. It's slower. There are barely any skips you can do. Marble Zone makes me feel like I'm playing a regular platformer again. However, it did do something, making the player take more risk. By jumping over these blocks, you can reach your destination faster, the risk being you're more likely to fall in the lava. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen often, and you'll be spending most of your time like I can't really compliment the visuals because I don't feel like it helps the progression of the area becoming more industrial by the end. I mean, it takes place before Spring Yard Zone, which is before Labyrinth Zone, despite Labyrinth Zone feeling more natural than Spring Yard Zone, which just complicates things. Please help, I'm losing my sanity. The music is still good, it being slower and not being upbeat helps the level slower gameplay. Next is the Spring Yard Zone. This feels better by bringing back more of that momentum. I specifically like when you get dem speed shoes, you can fly over the stage, or get some rewards by jumping off this ramp correctly. I do hate these waiting areas, besides that it's a fine zone. My problem with it is that I don't know what it's trying to be visually, or what vibe the music is trying to give off. I associate Green Hill Zone with a grassy field, Marble Zone with ruins, Labyrinth Zone with an aquatic ruin, Starlight Zone with a city, and Scrap Brain Zone with a factory. But what is Spring Yard? I'm assuming a scrapyard. But how is the music trying to convey this vibe? I dunno, but moving on. Labyrinth Zone, what hasn't been said about it? It's unbearably sluggish, the drowning music giving you anxiety like there are skips, but why do they all feel so encrypted? Like, look. How was I supposed to know how to do that? Answer: I didn't. I watched another person on YouTube. But anyways, the music doesn't help a lot, and I guess the visuals of an aquatic ruin make sense. I mean, almost all underwater levels and platformers get a bad rap, so Starlight Zone is one of the better zones, coming somewhat close to rivaling Green Hill Zone. I love that you can go back to being speedy. You can now do jumps like this and this. And this again, and it's so awesome. I like the visuals of a starry city night, and the music has this whimsical vibe to it, and it's just amazing. We're finally here, Scrap Brain Zone. This is a nice final zone. It provides a good challenge, and not just spamming cheap life eaters like some other games. The music fits this being the final zone with strong drum beats that make you feel the intensity. And the visuals match it too. Nothing here is natural, the sky is polluted, and you can see the other industrial machines in the background. Metallic saws, spikes, and robots come against you. By the end of Act 2, Eggman finds you and drops you underground into Scrap Brain Zone Act 3 or Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Damn, the devs knew how much we hated it. I just used the skip route. Before we talk about the climax, let's talk about the other bosses in the game. Yeah, in Act 3 of all the zones you fight against Eggman and his machine. I've grown a disliking of the Green Hills boss, because Sega just continues to bring the basic ball and chain boss for no good reason besides nostalgia baiting. Like, stop, there are better bosses in this game. I like Marble Zone's boss, because it forces you to move your position to avoid damage. Spring Yard's boss feels nice because of the looming threat that taking too long means Eggman can destroy the ground below you. Labyrinth Zone doesn't really have a boss. Starlight Zone has the smartest boss, for you must use the physics in your favor and launch bombs, or yourself at Eggman by using catapults. Now moving on, it's the final fight against Robot Nick, and it's the most anticlimactic fight ever. You are in a room with 4 pillars. 2 come out to crush you, and you must hit the one that contains Eggman. Then 4 energy spheres are launched towards your direction, and you must dodge them. Rinse and repeat until you hit Eggman 8 times and bam, he's done for. Okay, that's a lie. As a last-ditch effort, Eggman enters his egg mobile, and then you hit him, and now he's done for. The music is climactic, but the only intense thing about this boss is having no rings. But anyways, you run back home with the rescued Flickies, and the credits roll. I know I didn't talk about the special stages, but I'll save that for another video. Bye.